the person that created math.
What's the Pythagorean theorem?
As a kid, I remember actually having fun doing math when it was just simple. You know, doing addition and subtraction was a great fun start.
It was so easy for me.
1 plus 1 is easily my favorite problem of all time. The second is bad. Doing addition and subtraction worksheets were so fire because I would always
Yeah, the minute you can't get any wrong.
And then I would hit a problem like 127 minus 48. And I was like, oh snap, now it's a real challenge.
That's 75, 79.
It had me using 20% of my brain power trying to solve this problem. But
Yeah, 79. So what I did was I subtracted, or I went from 50 to 100, which is 50, and then 27. I did 25, 50 plus 25, 75, and then plus 2 on 125 to 27, that's 2, and then subtract 50 from 48, that's 2. So 79.
at the time, I was still having fun with it. It was still easy while also having a little challenge. It's like video games. You don't want them to be too easy all the way out. You want little challenges scattered
Yeah,
throughout
and
the
then you
game
get
to
over
keep
it,
interesting.
satisfy
That's how I
yourself.
felt learning addition and subtraction, and I felt that even more when learning multiplication. Bruh, doing multiplication back then was so fun. I was a multiplication god. Whenever I was handed those 50
I ain't gonna lie, I was always a visual learner, so like, I don't give a fuck what the teacher talking about. If you can show me how to do the first problem, and I get the right answer, and I like did everything out, I can take what I did in the first problem and just do it for the second problem, and so on and so forth. So all I need is just give me the fucking the worksheet, and I can just do whatever I did the first time and then just repeat it, bro. It's not that hard. Like, they'll talk for like 30 minutes and then give me a worksheet. I'm like, bro, I can get that shit done. Just give me the worksheet before you start talking.
question multiplication sheets back
Yeah.
then in elementary school.
I love math.
I
was
would
always
run that in
it was
5
easy
minutes or
as-
less and
it was always
get
the best.
everything right. I felt like Jimmy Neutron, the boy genius.
The only thing I hated was like I would be like so fast with it, and I would be able to do like certain shit on my head that other people had to write out. That the teacher I feel like the teacher like had something against me, bro. Like they was like, "Up, you got all the answers right, but I don't know how you got it, so you're gonna have to explain your work." I'm like, bro, I got all the questions right. Why do you need to know how? Why do you need to know how I got it? Like as long as I got the right answer, what's the issue? Like even on multiple choice like test, like I would get done real quick, and she would like always like oh, she would just send me back to my seat and say, "Oh, you gotta explain every problem." I was like, "It doesn't say I need to explain every problem," because I always like to keep my test neat and not write anything on the paper. I hated like erasing anything on my paper to explain my work or nothing. I just wanted to circle the right answer. I just thought it was cooler. And then after that, they would fucking on the next test it would be like circle the correct answer and also explain your work.
Yes.
That's how they get me every time. Now I gotta explain my work because it said that on that test.
Except I had a bigger head.
That's why they did it, just 'cause of
Multiplication
me.
was so fun that I would legit be doing it during my free time. I remember one time I was at
I
church
don't
and
know.
I got bored.
I never
'cause
that shit.
It was church, so I pulled out a notebook and wrote down a random multiplication problem I ain't even know.
I hate it. I hate school
16
outside that
times
shit.
16. I spent the next 10 minutes solving that problem with no calculator, and I got 256. I was so smart, man. What other third grader knows 16 times 16 out the jump other than
I
me?
didn't know.
Someone could have a gun.
I ain't gonna lie, those other people that was trying to like, 13 times 13, 14 times 14, I never really cared, bro. I'm like, bro, all I need to know is 12.12. Y'all doing the extra shit, keep doing that, bro. I know I'm not gonna be able
to my head.
I'm
and
not
tell
gonna need
me
to know all that
what's
shit.
16 times 16.
I don't need
you got
to.
2 seconds to answer. 2 seconds? Man, I'll answer that in 0.2 seconds. 256. Ain't nobody could solve multiplication like me. I'm the multiplication god. 100 times 100, 10,000. 10,000 times 10,000, 20,000.
million.
Man, I'm like Albert Einstein. When math was like that, simple and easy to understand, it was fun. I love that kind of math. So to the person that created those basic math formulas, thank
Shout
you.
them.
And to the people that created everything else, you could
Hey,
suck a
how do people
horse
do that?
cock. After multiplication
How do
and
people do that,
decimals,
bro?
math was never the same again, because they started adding all of this extra shit. The decay started with fractions. Fractions were easy at first because I was just converting them to decimals to get the answers. But then they started asking for fractions as answers. And I just can't do that. That's
was
not how
easy.
my brain operates.
That was easy. All you gotta do is like find a common denominator for the fraction. So it's like if it's 1/6 versus 1/5, you would multiply the 1/5 times 6 to get 30 as your common denominator, because 5 times 6 is 30, and then multiply by 6. That's 6/30ths plus 5/30ths. So that's 11/30ths.
I convert
Not that
numbers
hard.
to the shit I actually see in day-to-day life. If something costs $20, I'm not gonna be like, that costs $150 over $10. I'm not gonna be like that. Why do I have to put this in fraction form when I put the same answer in decimal form? You're making this harder on purpose. And it continued to get harder and harder with graphing, square roots, functions. Like, is this even math
Yeah, the
anymore?
function shit.
And it just hit
What's the
a
point?
slump when they started adding letters to math.
Yo, bro, I don't remember any high school like formulas or anything, bro. Like, if I ever have to use that, I'm gonna have to like relearn it, bro. Cause like, I don't know
Like,
this shit.
letters are in the alphabet. Like, they're not numbers. Why are they in equations? This shit don't add up. Who did this?
Yeah, X equals Y.
This nigga ruined math for me. I remember when they first started teaching us letters in math. I thought letters
Y equals mx plus b. Oh my god.
The number in the alphabet the letter is at. Like A equals.
I just hated like that type of shit because you had to like do a whole bunch of shit to get your answer, bro. Like it wasn't no like shit like I can just look at. You had to like minus x from m, minus b from both sides. Like, bro, I hated that
1,
shit.
B equals
or
2,
divide
C
x by m,
3,
or
and so
m
on.
divided
So
by
when
x.
the teacher presented a problem like this, what does B equal? I was always like, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so on. So when the teacher presented a problem like this, what does
5 times 2 equals 500. Or you could just divide 5 by 500. Divide 5 by both sides to cancel out the 5s on the left side. Divide by 5 on the right side, and that's 100. Boom. B equals 100.
letters don't add up? This nigga ruined math for me. I remember when they first started teaching us letters in math. I thought letters represented the number in the alphabet the letter is at. Like A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so on. So when the teacher presented a problem like this, what does B equal? I was always like, B equals 2, obviously. But then the answer would be like, B equals 100. And I'm all like,
yeah.
No, it doesn't. How does it equal 100? There's at most 30 to 40 letters in the alphabet, not 100 letters. How does B equal 100?
Nah,
and I never recovered since. I still don't understand how B
bro
equals 100. Like, y'all just making stuff up at this point. It's the second letter in the alphabet. That means it's 2. But you know what I hate the most in math? The subject that really messed me up?
Is that algebra? Is this algebra? I don't know. It was high school math.
Algebra. Algebra was an all-in-one nut to your face. It had all the
I don't think I ever did algebra. I don't know. Like, I think algebra was like extra classes.
bullshit in it.
Extracurricular and shit.
Shapes, letters, roots, and all this other garbage. And the worst ones yet, sine, cosine, and tan, or what quirky teachers like to call it,
That's on the calculator. I never did this.
Sine, cosine, and tan, or what quirky teachers like to call it, Sacagawea. Whenever I see any of these in my math, I know I'm gonna get it wrong. So why even bother doing it or trying? But you know, we always gotta show work when solving a problem that I don't even know in the first place. So what work am I gonna show? And even if I
start
did
writing
know
bullshit
the
down.
answer, why do I have to show work? If it's a problem I can just type in a calculator.
Thank you. Wait.
Ain't no reason for me to show work.
Y'all use calculator?
The calculator is my work. Man, to the dude that created algebra, Muhammad. I ain't even gonna try to say the rest of it. That's gonna cast a spell on me or something. But in the afterlife, I know every high school student is jumping your ass right now. And I'ma join them when my day comes too. I'ma give that nigga purple nurples and wet willies. Thank God I wasn't smart enough to take calculus. Cause I know if I did, I would have been crying at my desk
that was
every
definitely
test.
a smart people
But
shit.
I feel like y'all got the gist of it. I'm pretty sure y'all hate math too. Science is a close second. I ain't even gonna try to take
Wait, I don't hate math at all. I love math. I hate science.
Time. So, in conclusion, Neil deGrasse Tyson can go eat my ass. I'm not supposed to be here.
What the fuck?
Are we living in a dream?
What the fuck?
Are we living in a dream?
Type shit.